It's certainly nice to be back in Beaver Dam. When I first came to Beaver Dam in 1987, that was when I was smart enough to marry Eve Marie, and she brought me here for the first time, and that's about the same time I saw my first Memorial Day parade here in Beaver Dam. And I remember my father-in-law distinctly telling me that if someday I ever made anything of myself, that perhaps someday I could participate in the parade. So it's a pleasure for me to be back in Beaver Dam and to tell all of you thank you, not only for what you do for the men and women from your community that serve in the armed forces, but what you've done for the Chandlers over the last 20 years as we've come in and out of the community, either during deployments or between assignments. Eve Marie and I and our children have lived with their grandparents. We've attended the schools here. They've played sports in your community, and you've made us feel very much at home. It carries a special meaning, I would tell you, that when a community makes military members and their families feel at home. And when you remember what they've done for all of us and when you tell them thank you. Simply put, what our men and women in uniform have done for our country and what they and their families continue to do today would not be possible without the support of communities like yours here in Beaver Dam. I assure you that they appreciate all that you do for them. Now, many American servicemen and women have selflessly given their lives, some over 200 years ago, some this last week in the Middle East, defending our freedoms. When called upon to defend our liberties and the liberties of others, American airmen, soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen have courageously answered the call. From Bunker Hill during the Revolutionary War to the Battle for Okinawa during World War II, from Linebacker 2 during Vietnam, and to Iraqi freedom today, the can-do spirit of your American service members have become part of this nation's history. That spirit is alive today as we defend our nation with courage and honor around the world. For over 200 years, our military has protected our nation. Today, over 30,000 airmen are serving in Iraqi freedom and enduring freedom in the Middle East. We have over 9,000 airmen stationed in the Republic of Korea, most of them without their families. And today we provide relief supplies to China as well as Burma. Over 1 million tons of supplies to Burma and 55 sorties flown over the last month. Our world and our armed forces have changed over that time, but some things I would tell you have remained constant. Particularly the selflessness, the sacrifice, and the dedication to duty displayed by the men and women in the uniform of the United States. You in Wisconsin understand that sacrifice very well, having lost 94 of your own since the beginning of hostilities in the fall of 2001. But today, many Americans will spend Memorial Day holiday enjoying time off, getting ready for the summer. Many others will enjoy parades, monuments, and come to the cemeteries to honor the dead and reflect on past conflicts that we're doing here today. But as we do, I would ask you not only to remember the more than 1,200 brave Americans who have given their lives over this past year to foster freedom, but also remember those who will not enjoy the holiday with their families and friends as they serve in harm's way around the globe. It's easy to forget that American men and women are engaged every day throughout the world in fighting against radical extremists, because the war is so far away and has frankly not touched many of us since 9/11/2001. But their sacrifices will not be forgotten so long as communities like yours take the time to remember. Thank you, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this ceremony today. In closing, I would ask that you join millions of Americans across our country for a national moment of remembrance today at 3 p.m. local time. It's an opportunity to observe in your own way a moment of remembrance and respect for those who have given their lives in defense of this country. And so that all of us can live in peace and without fear. Thank you again for allowing me to be part of your day today as we honor the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardmen who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of liberty. I certainly wish each and every one of you a good afternoon and a safe and enjoyable holiday. Thank you very much.